when I was a child, Bordeaux was producing a lot of white wines, and it was.
When was that?
That was, let's say, in the
100
60s.
years ago.
Yeah, 100 years. Oh no, over 100 years.
Italian Wine Travel with Stevie Kim.
Hello, my name's Stevie Kim and welcome to the Italian Wine Podcast on the road edition. It's not Italian wine, it's Bordeaux. It's going to be all about the Bordeaux this week. And I'm here sitting next to me, Mr. Philippe Casteja. And he is the president of Grand Cru Classés 1855. Hello.
Hello, how are you, Stevie? It's
Hi.
good to have you here.
Thank you.
In Pauillac,
Yes.
in the middle of the classified growth that we are going to speak about.
Excellent. So you are the president of the Grand Cru Classés, but what is actually the difference between Union des Grands Crus Classés de Bordeaux and Grand Cru Classés 1855?
Okay, the 1855 Grand Cru Classés, this is the body of the Grand Cru Classés. This is the organization of the classified growth of the 1855 classified growth. You must remember, this classification has been created 170 years ago under the rule of Napoleon III, who wanted to have the best French products presented for the World Exhibition of Paris. So he asked the major areas of France, Champagne, Burgundy, and Bordeaux, to send their best wines. Everybody did so, but the Bordeaux people, they decided not to send the wines like this. They decided to organize a classification of the wines they were presenting.
But what about the Union des Grands Crus?
The Union des Grands Crus is a special body that was created for the promotion and tastings of these wines around the world. And this is not one area, one type of wine, it's the major wines of Bordeaux, that is to say Pomerol, Pessac-Léognan, Médoc, Saint-Émilion, and so on and so on. By a position, the 1855 classified growth, there are the Médoc area, plus Aubryon, and the Sauternes area. This is the only areas that were classified.
So Médoc, Sauternes, and with the exception of Aubryon. So why is 1855 so important?
It's very interesting to see that this classification, which is 170 years old, has almost never changed. And these wines have always been the reference for all wine areas that wanted to show that they are producing good wines. And let's say you're from Italy. Italy is trying to create a classification in Tuscany of their best wines. This means that the idea of this classification are modern.
So now, fast forward to today, I mean, Bordeaux wines are facing some challenging times, right? Well, like all wines in general. So you've been the president forever, from what I understand, right? 24 years. So you've seen a lot of things happen, right? But even for Grand Cru Classés, the crème de la crème, as you guys would say it, it is facing challenging times. So what is your vision? What do you think is going to happen?
Well, I think there are numerous challenges, and this is what makes also the things good and interesting, because if everything was set, if there was no competition, there would be no fun. So we have different challenges. One of them is the change of climate, warmer, more water. The second one, which is quite important and which is a world challenge, it's the change in the habits of drinking wine. countries like France, Spain, and Italy, which are wine-producing countries and culturally, in their culture, wine countries, the consumer nowadays has changed. He doesn't drink wine every day. He is changing from one area to the other. His taste has an evolution. He watches podcasts. This means the market has changed. So we must first adapt our wines to the new climate. We have to adapt our wines to the new consumers, to the young people who are drinking different. We have to distribute our product in different ways. We have to make it available through the new channels, e-channels and so on. And all that is very important.
How many wineries are part of the 1855 system?
85, let's say 61 for reds and 24 for whites, sweet wines.
Okay, for Sauternes. World is embracing more, in general, white wines. And Bordeaux, from what I understand, is nearly 90% red wines. Do you think this will change within the next few years at all, or Bordeaux will be Bordeaux forever?
When I was a child, Bordeaux was producing a lot of white wines, and the trend has been changing to red wines. We are producing white wines, dry whites, Sauvignon-based, mostly white wines, and Sauvignon and Semillon whites. But of course, the red wines are important because the Bordeaux reds have a capacity of aging, and this is very important for the people when they start to drink and to collect high-ranking wines.
So I have $1 million question for you. You said the consumers, especially the next generation, they're not customarily drinking wines as much as they used to, right? How do we broach the next generation?
Well, first of all, you know what I meant by the different ways of consuming wines. In the old days here, and Italy and Spain too, wine was the drink. That is to say, water was not very good, and everybody was putting wine in the water to be sure that the water would be okay. Today, wine is consumed as a pleasure drink. That is to say, the consumer has to have a story. He has to have a taste. He has to understand it. It's a different approach. And we have to explain to the consumer what he's enjoying.
Before we go, is there anything you would like to tell our audience about 1855?
I think 1855, as I said, is the world scale of wine. We are producing jolly good wines in reds from Saint-Estèphe, Pauillac, Saint-Julien, Margaux, and also in Pessac-les-Oignons. So you have all types of wines. They're a majority based on Cabernet Sauvignon. It is the country, the Médoc is the country of birth of Cabernet Sauvignon. This is where everybody has been coming to get the idea. In the whites, the Semillon and Semillon and Sauvignon to make those superb, sweet wines, which are balanced with an excellent acidity, and which makes them also very fresh. So this is certainly an area which is worth visiting by traveling, but also visiting by opening and tasting.
Okay, so come to Bordeaux as much as you can. And I'm signing off from Bordeaux, and we are with the president of Grand Cru Classés 1855, Philippe Casteja.
Well done.
Okay. Ciao ragazzi.